And our opening contest here at Wrestle War is a 8-man, $50,000 battle royal featuring former NWA World Champion Ron Garvin, former champion Tommy Rich, Larry Zbyszko, Jimmy Garvin, Tommy Rogers, Sid Vicious, Michael Hayes, and the Z-Man Tom Zenk. And away we go. The action is fast and furious here, so I'm going to kind of sit back and try to do the best I can here. And we have the former world champions Ron Garvin and Tommy Rich going at it here. Zbyszko teeing off against Z-Man, has him against the ropes. And Big Sid Vicious with Tommy Rogers, belly to back suplex, takes Rogers down. And now Michael Hayes picks up Big Sid Vicious, fireman's carryover. And Zbyszko trying to take Z-Man out over the top rope there. And Jimmy Garvin has Tommy Rogers trying to eliminate him. And Rogers fights his way out with a shoulder block to the midsection of Jimmy Jam Garvin. And now Michael Hayes has Z-Man up and over the top. Z-Man does not go out to the floor. Hayes trying to shove him out, gets saved somehow by Tommy Rogers. And Rogers has Ron Garvin up. And Ron Garvin in trouble, trying to fight it. Over the top rope he goes. And Tommy Rogers trying to kick Garvin out, and he does. The first elimination, the former champion Ron Garvin. And that has to be considered somewhat of an upset. The Hands of Stone being the first eliminated in this 8-man battle royal. And now Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes, two friends going at it. A knee lift by Garvin takes Hayes down. Zbyszko teeing off against Tommy Rogers. And Sid Vicious with a big throw. He's throwing down Z-Man. Stomping away now. And now a big clothesline to Garvin. And Sid Vicious showing his dominance in this match. And a big boot to Jimmy Garvin. Hayes has Tommy Rich down in the bottom corner. And trying to get him up and over. And wait a second. Sid Vicious has eliminated Jimmy Garvin. And there's a big elimination by Big Sid Vicious. And a right hand by Tommy Rogers. Fiercely thrown into the turnbuckle. Up and down goes Tommy Rogers across the knee of the back. Oh, and a slam down. Z-Man and Larry Zbyszko, the two Z's going at it. Russian leg sweep by Zbyszko. And Tommy Rich has Michael Hayes, and Sid Vicious just eliminated Tommy Rogers. And there's two eliminations for the big man. And a big right hand by Sid on Larry Zbyszko. And throws Zbyszko into both Hayes and Tommy Rich. And now Zbyszko and Tommy Rich going at it. Belly to back suplex by Zbyszko. Takes Rich down. And Sid Vicious with a big leg to Tom Zenk. Setting Zenk up. It looks like a choke slam coming. Sid has him up and down with his choke slam. And Tommy Rich in trouble by Larry Zbyszko. And there goes Tom Zenk over the top rope by Sid. That's his third elimination of the match. And Sid Vicious having his way in this contest. You would think the other three would want to team up and eliminate the biggest threat. And a backbreaker down to Zbyszko. And Sid has Zbyszko, throws him up. And then he eliminates Zbyszko. And there's 4 eliminations for Sid Vicious. And a neck breaker by Tommy Rich on Michael Hayes. And Sid has Tommy Rich and throws him up and over. Can he eliminate Tommy Rich? Hanging on. And Tommy Rich slides back in the ring. Sid Vicious again whips him into the ropes, and a big leg takes Tommy Rich down. A big clothesline takes Hayes down. And Sid Vicious has Michael Hayes and throws him up and out. And it's down to 2. That's the 5th elimination by Sid. Has Tommy Rich up. Rich fighting for all it's worth. Can he stop? He does. An elbow to the head. Sid Vicious runs into the ropes, and a big thunderous clothesline takes Tommy Rich down. And Sid has Thomas Rich up. Could it be another choke slam? And it is. Tommy Rich down. Sid picking up Rich. Could he sense victory? Oh, he's setting him up for that big power bomb. Here it comes, Rich up and down. And Sid Vicious nails Tommy Rich with the power bomb. He's eliminated 5 men already. Could it be 6? Has Rich up and over. And there's your winner, Big Sid Vicious. The winner of $50,000. And you had to think that one Theodore R. Long is already counting the money in the back. Here are some highlights of the Battle Royal. And there's a big choke slam down on Tommy Rich, and Sid Vicious dominating here. He eliminated all but one competitor in this match. And Sid Vicious, or shall I say Teddy Long, is $50,000 richer. Folks, your winner, Big Sid Vicious. We'll be back with more Wrestle War after this quick timeout. And the next contest here on Wrestle War is a 2-on-3 handicap match between the Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott, versus the Varsity Club of Mike Rotundo, Steve Dr. Death Williams, and the Games Master Kevin Sullivan. And here they are, making their way to the ring. Rick and Scott, the Steiner brothers, the pride and joy of Michigan University. And Rick Steiner, a former member of the Varsity Club, did not see eye to eye with Captain Mike Rotundo and Games Master Kevin Sullivan. And it was a 3-on-1 battle before his brother Scott stepped in to help and try even the odds. And here they are making their way to the ring, the Varsity Club. And you can see the Steiner brothers are waiting with anticipation. Folks, we have a huge night of wrestling still ahead. The major titles here in the National Wrestling Alliance are on the line. The television championship will be decided as the Great Muta, Gary Hart's Pearl of the Orient, challenges Flyin Brian Pillman. The United States Tag Team Championship is on the line as the Rock and Roll Express challenge the Midnight Express. The United States Heavyweight Championship on the line as Dusty Rhodes goes up against Terry Funk. The Tag Team Championship on the line, of course, the Horsemen versus Sting and Luger, and the big one, Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat. So do not go away. Of course, we have the big grudge match between Nikita Koloff and Barry Windham. And the loser leaves the NWA match between the Road Warriors and the Powers of Pain. And they are fighting hard here. Steiner and Dr. Death going at it, and a big clothesline takes Dr. Death down. And now dragging him to the center of the ring and working the arm is Rick Steiner. Working both arms is Rick Steiner, and Dr. Death, in a submission maneuver here, fights his way out. A huge night of wrestling here at Wrestle War. We thank you for joining us. And the fans here in Jacksonville will be treated to some great action here as the Steiner brothers are taking on the Varsity Club. And here's a suplex into the ring by Rick Steiner. And that's a big man to carry up and over Steve Dr. Death Williams. Close to 300 pounds, if not over 300 pounds. But Rick Steiner lifted him up like a sack of potatoes. Now hard into the corner goes Williams. And Rick Steiner, a body slam, again, makes it look so easy. That's 300 plus pounds of Dr. Death Steve Williams. And he's reversing a kick, but does not reverse that one. And a chop by Steiner. Another chop by Steiner and a punch. Has Dr. Death in the corner. And here we go. Tags into Scott Steiner, the first appearance in the ring for Scott Steiner. And he comes down with a double arm handle across the arm. Now over the top goes Williams. And a belly-to-belly back into the ring. Again, a 300-pound guy, and Scott Steiner tosses him like he's nothing. Williams able to make the tag to Sullivan. And Scott Steiner punching away on Kevin Sullivan. And Scott Steiner has been having recent words recently with Kevin Sullivan about the mind tricks he's been playing on Rick. And Scott Steiner took it very personally. And he whipped Sullivan into the ropes. And an elbow by Sullivan takes Scott Steiner down. And a forearm to the face and a shoulder block takes Scott Steiner down. And now Sullivan working over Scott Steiner. And into the corner goes Scott Steiner, tagged in, and here comes Captain Mike. And a double axe handle down on the arm of Scott Steiner. Has Steiner up, and an atomic drop. And Scott Steiner finds himself in trouble. And a reversal by Scott Steiner. And a big right hand, another big right hand, a third big right hand. A fourth, and into the corner goes Captain Mike. And tag, here comes Rick, the dog-faced gremlin. And a beautiful double team maneuver, up and over goes Rotundo. And these two former tag team partners going at it. A beautiful maneuver by Rick Steiner has Captain Mike down. And whips him hard, up and over the top rope goes Captain Mike Rotundo. And Rick Steiner can feel it. And he takes out Dr. Death. And wait, is Rick Steiner... Oh, Rick Steiner thought twice about jumping out. Ow, and he nails Sullivan. And I think in a 2-on-3 handicap match... Oh, and he chops Rotundo out on the floor. On a 2-on-3 handicap match, you need to take out the other opponents. And now, of course, this is an elimination match, so it could be 3-on-1 if you're not careful. And now Captain Mike has gained the advantage. On the outside, they're kicking and punching away at each other. And Steiner has Rotundo up and down, slammed hard on the hardwood floor. And Rick Steiner rolls back in. The referee's in the count. And the referee, I think, got up to 7 before Rotundo got back into the ring. And a thunderous clothesline takes Captain Mike down. Into the ropes goes Rotundo. And a beautiful power slam by Rick Steiner goes for the cover. Referee in position 1, 2, and a kick out by Rotundo. And Rotundo up and over again, and Scott Steiner getting out of the way of that one. And helping Captain Mike back to his feet. Ooh, and a fireman takeover. Rotundo fighting his way out of some trouble at ringside, and a knee lift takes Scott Steiner down. And Rotundo slides back in the ring. The referee gets knocked over by Steiner. I'm sure that was an accident. Clothesline over the top rope. Referee does not see it. Oh, and Steve Williams nails Steiner in the head with a knee. Steiner was trying to take out Dr. Death. Does take out Sullivan. But Dr. Death getting the best of Rick Steiner. Now Steiner shoulder blocks Dr. Death off the ropes. That's what they need to do here. It's 3-on-2. And back in the ring goes Rotundo. And now into the corner goes Rotundo. And Steiner has him up and over for a suplex. Beautiful maneuver. And a tag into Scott. And Rotundo makes a tag into Dr. Death. And a forearm takes Scott Steiner down. And a clothesline takes Steiner down again. Another forearm. And Scott Steiner, showing his inexperience here, allowed Rotundo to get the tag on Dr. Death. And Dr. Death in control. And Steiner reverses that in the forearm to the back. And now Steiner misses with a drop kick, but somehow bounced off the ropes and nailed Dr. Death with a drop kick. Nice glitch. Into the turnbuckle. And the belly-to-back suplex up and over. And Dr. Death is down for the count. 1, 2, and a kick out. And Scott Steiner has such high-impact maneuvers, but his inexperience does get him in trouble occasionally. He is a rookie. And a clothesline over the top rope goes Williams. And rookie mistakes may cost them, especially in a 3-on-2 handicap match and the elimination match, which thus far have been no eliminations. And Dr. Death slides back into the ring. And up and over with a beautiful suplex. A bridge suplex by Scott Steiner has him down 1 and a kick out at 1. Again, they are throwing, Rick and Scott are throwing Dr. Death around like he weighs nothing. He's over 300 pounds, guys. And now Scott Steiner kicking Rotundo, getting Scott out of the ring. And he was kicking Dr. Death into their corner. Sullivan made the tag. And Steiner attacking Rotundo on the outside. And Scott Steiner doesn't know that Sullivan's a legal man, goes after Williams. And Sullivan catches him with a Russian leg sweep. And Scott Steiner did not know that Kevin Sullivan blind tagged when Rotundo was out on the floor distracting him. And then to the turnbuckle goes Scott Steiner. And Sullivan has him. And he's setting him up for that big knee. And he nails it. And I think it busted Scott Steiner open. Scott Steiner is busted open. A knee to the head busts Scott open. Scott has him up in a belly suplex. Takes him up and over. Goes for the cover. 1. And a kick out at 1. Impressive by Kevin Sullivan. I know many wrestlers who that move would finish them off. And Sullivan working on the leg now, Scott Steiner. And Scott Steiner busted open. He needs to make a tag drastically. And now Sullivan waiting for Scott Steiner to get back up and nails him with a big clothesline. And Rick Steiner's trying to get the attention of the referee, trying to egg on encouragement to his brother Scott. And Sullivan in control, working the back of Scott Steiner. And Rick Steiner going up to the top rope. What's this? And the referee ordering Rick Steiner out of the ring. But Steiner had enough. He goes after Sullivan. Has Sullivan up against the ropes. And he's stomping away with his knee. What a move. And this is allowing Scott to get back up to his feet. The referee is counting. If Rick Steiner gets disqualified, this will be a 3-on-1, and he's out of the ring in time. Steiner picks up Sullivan and has him up. Could it be that suplex power driver? It is. He nails Sullivan with it. Goes for the cover, but the referee was out of position too. Oh, and that out of position cost him a pinfall. The referee was having words with the Varsity Club, Steve Dr. Death Williams, and that allowed Scott Steiner, even though he was going for the cover, that allowed Sullivan a chance to kick out. And now Sullivan in trouble, drop kick by Scott Steiner. He had a chance to make a tag, decided not to go for it. Has Sullivan up in a power bomb. And Sullivan's down, goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. And Sullivan so far kicking out of what Scott Steiner has to offer. And now Steiner has him up. And with some hard into the turnbuckle, and down goes Sullivan. And Steiner whips Sullivan in. Up, with a beautiful belly-to-belly suplex, up and over, overhead belly-to-belly suplex, and then what a beautiful maneuver. Sullivan's down. Steiner on top. 1, 2, and 3. And Kevin Sullivan's eliminated. And now Scott Steiner working over Dr. Death. And an elbow drop by Steiner. Oh, and Rotundo with a cheap shot to Scott Steiner has him stunned. Not stunned enough, goes for a cover on Dr. Death. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. So now we have a traditional elimination tag team match. It's 2-on-2. But of course, for a team to win, they must eliminate both members up. And another suplex power driver by Scott Steiner. He lifted 300 pounds up, goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Dr. Death. And Scott Steiner beside himself. And he's finally going to go over. Is he going to make it? He does not make a tag. I find that to be a mistake here. And another right hand by Scott Steiner has Dr. Death in the corner and a forearm to the back. Another forearm to the back. And Dr. Death trying to make a tag to Rotundo and a chop block by Scott Steiner. takes him down. He does make the tag to Rotundo. Again, inexperience by Scott Steiner. And a clothesline over the top rope. The inexperience of Scott Steiner allowing Dr. Death to tag in Mike Rotundo, who immediately clotheslined Scott Steiner over the top rope. And Dr. Death is recovering on the outside floor. And now Rotundo and Steiner going at it. And Scott Steiner, he desperately needs to tag in his brother Rick. And now Scott, for some reason, going after Dr. Death, who is not the legal man, going for a belly-to-belly, but Dr. Death reverses it. You gotta like that spunk of Scott Steiner, but man, he had a chance to get the advantage on Rotundo and went after the man who was not legal in the match, and Dr. Death. And now he's paying for it, an elbow across the head. Scott Steiner's already busted open. And now Rotundo stepping away on Scott Steiner. And he's setting him up. It could be that bridge suplex of his own. He's up and over, does not go for the pin, but nails it nonetheless. And Mike Rotundo dragging Scott Steiner to the middle of the ring. Could this be it? He goes for the pinfall, and will Scott Steiner be eliminated? 1, 2, and 3. He is. And now it's 2-on-1. Rick Steiner versus Mike Rotundo and Dr. Death. And Scott Steiner will look back on, and a beautiful butterfly suplex takes down Mike Rotundo. And now Steiner in control over Mike Rotundo. Scott Steiner will have to learn from this match. He had several opportunities to tag in his brother. Rick did not. And now Rick Steiner has Captain Mike up. Could it be the Bulldog? It is. He nails it from the second turnbuckle. And he goes for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. It's now a 1-on-1 match. Rick Steiner versus Dr. Death. And Dr. Death was recovering on the outside now with a knee, coming back into the ring. And the fans are going crazy here. Whips Dr. Death in. And a big move by Dr. Death, taking control. And now Dr. Death working the leg of Rick Steiner. And Rick Steiner trying to fight out of it, trying to make his way to the ropes. He does reverse it, kicks the face of Dr. Death. And has Dr. Death up and over for a Death Valley driver. He nails it. And he goes for the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2, and a kick out by Dr. Death. And Rick Steiner can't believe it. He's questioning the count of the official. And I thought he had it. And Steiner goes up and over the top, and a shoulder block takes him down to the hardwood floor. And Dr. Death follows him out. And now they're fighting on the outside floor. Don't tell me, after all this match, this is going to end in a double countout. And now, and a face first to the hardwood floor goes Dr. Death. What a beautiful move by Rick. And Steiner has him. And into the guardrail it goes. Rick Steiner back in. He'll take the countout victory. Why not? Referees count up to 5. And now Dr. Death making his way back up, count to 7. And back in the ring goes Dr. Death. And up over his head, Gorilla Press slam by Rick Steiner. Has Dr. Death up. Whipped hard into the turnbuckle. And Dr. Death's in trouble. Rick Steiner can feel it. He picks up Dr. Death. What does he have in store? And a suplex takes Dr. Death up and over. And now Steiner whips in Dr. Death to the turnbuckle. And punches away. And a big hip toss throws Dr. Death across the ring. Rick Steiner showing off some of his incredible strength. And whips Dr. Death into the corner. And now what's he going to do? He's putting Dr. Death up on his shoulders. Up to the top turnbuckles, Dr. Death. And wait a second, a belly to belly off the top rope. Goes for the cover. That should be it. 1, 2, and a kick out again by Dr. Death. He will not go away quietly. Steiner has him. Could it be another Death Valley driver? And he nails it. The second one of the match. And Dr. Death's in trouble. I don't see him getting kicked out of this one. Referee in position 1, 2, and 3. And Rick and Scott Steiner have won this 2-on-3 handicap elimination match. What a war. And here are some replays from earlier in the contest. And Rick and Scott earned every bit of this victory. They defeated 3 of the top superstars here in the NWA. And one has to think that they have championship gold on their mind. And trust me, when Scott Steiner gets a little bit more experience in the ring, this team will be unstoppable. You can just see the domination that they had. And Scott Steiner, handling most of this match on his own after getting busted open, had plenty of opportunities to tag out to his brother Rick, but did not. So one would think he would learn from those mistakes, but there they are, your winners, Rick and Scott, the Steiner Brothers fans. We have many more matches, including the World Television Championship. That match is next at Wrestle War. Do not go away. We'll be right back after this quick timeout. The following match here on Wrestle War will be the NWA World Television title as Flyin Brian Pillman defends against Gary Hart's newest charge, the Great Muta. Now, the Great Muta making his debut here in the National Wrestling Alliance just a short few weeks ago, but has already garnered himself a World Television title match. And on one of the biggest stages of the year, Wrestle War, is where he will get his chance. And here we go. The lights go out, the entrance, and there's Gary Hart. And what the theatrics here, the entrance of the Great Muta, the Pearl of the Orient. And fans, this guy can go. He's a high flyer, he's a technician, and just an overall very talented competitor. And there he is, the Great Muta, who is looking to add the World Television title to his waist after this contest. Fans, such an exciting night of action. We still have the United States Tag Team Championship, the United States Heavyweight Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, and of course, the loser leaves the NWA between the Road Warriors and the Powers of Pain. So folks, do not go away. Wrestle War is here. And Gary Hart, very proud of his talent. You can see it's almost like he's gleaming with confidence in this guy. And the Great Muta, a little bit unorthodox, but his style is so different compared to so many of the talents here in the NWA. And here's a man who I think can keep up with that high flying aspect. The World Television Champion making his way to the ring with Def Leppard's Rocket playing in the background. There's their World TV Champion, Flyin Brian Pillman. And of course, this match will be contested under NWA TV title rules. Pinfall submission, a 10-minute time limit. The title cannot change hands on a countout or a disqualification. So in the event of a 10-minute draw, Brian Pillman will remain the NWA TV champion. And Flyin Brian, ironically, defeating current Gary Hart wrestler Al Perez, who's currently mending an injury. We do wish Al Perez the best of health. And folks, we are ready to go. The Great Muta, very confident of himself. And will Brian Pillman still be holding that TV title When this match is over, we will soon find out. And Gary Hart, of course, not only has the chance of winning a television championship tonight, but his man Terry Funk will be challenging the American Dream Dusty Rhodes later this evening for the United States Heavyweight Championship. So Gary Hart walks in with 0 championships, can walk out with 2 if things go his way tonight. And here we are set to go. And a big chop by Muta, and a forearm by Muta, and an elbow to Muta, to Pillman, And has Pillman, whips him into the turnbuckles. And the face-first bulldog takes Pillman down. Oh, and there's that red mist. The red and the green mist of the great Muta coming from almost nowhere. Now, they say that the red mist is the more dangerous of the two. I don't know. If you ask me, I don't want to get hit with any of it. And now Muta has Pillman in a headlock. Pillman trying to fight out of it. Gary Hart shouting encouragement to the Muta instructions, if you will. And Pillman getting out. An elbow to the side, and the second one breaks the hold. And a snapmare takeover by Pillman. And a reversal by Muta. And a hard whip into the turnbuckle goes Pillman. And another one, hard whip into the opposite turnbuckle. A third time, hard whip into the turnbuckle. And a reversal this time by Pillman. Has Muta into the turnbuckle. And he misses a dive. But does not miss the comeback there. Driving face first in the Fez press. Pillman all over Muta in the early going of this contest. Now Pillman going up to the second turnbuckle. Misses an elbow dive. High risk early going. We are less than 2 minutes in this match. And Pillman with a belly to back. It looks, yes. A belly to back suplex takes Muta down. And a reversal of the fist. These two are reversing each other's moves in the early going. Now Muta sends Pillman into the ropes. Sends him across the ring again. Working the back of Pillman, it looks like. Again into the turnbuckle. Pillman putting Pillman up top. Muta has Pillman. And a beautiful arm drag suplex off the top rope. And Muta with a kick. And a beautiful kick. A shining wizard, if you will. To the face of Brian Pillman. And again shoots that red mist. Could we have a new TV champion? Picks up Pillman. Pillman fights back. With a right fist. A belly to belly, but Muta blocks it. Takes him down. And a DDT from the knees on Muta to Pillman. Muta has been in control most of this match. Now Muta climbing the second turnbuckle and a splash takes Pillman down. Goes for the cover. We could have a new champion. 1, 2, and a kick out by Pillman. Fans has been all Muta in this contest. Stomping away now. Pillman's back. Now has him in a headlock. And look at that agility. A standing headlock by the Muta. And Gary Hart gleaming with confidence at ringside. Now Muta goes for the cover again. Could this be it? 1, 2, and a kick out of 2. Pillman has shown very little offense in this match. Now Muta has Pillman again to the turnbuckle. And Muta running. Oh, a beautiful springboard. Elbow into the corner. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out. Pillman kicked out somehow. Hasn't mounted much offense in this match, but has been able to kick out of each pinfall attempt by Muta. And a beautiful, and a kip up. A belly to back suplex took Pillman down, and a kip up by the Muta. Muta picks up Pillman. And into the ropes. Ooh, and a beautiful move. Lifts Pillman up, face first down to the mat. Goes for the cover again. And Pillman able to reach the ropes. Muta has been absolutely dominant in this match. A chop, misses with a punch. Does not miss with a second chop. And a third one takes him down. Almost a clothesline variation. And now Muta has a headlock on Pillman again. And you can see in the upper right-hand corner, there are roughly 5. Oh, go for the cover, Muta. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 again by Pillman. There are 5 minutes left in this match, a 10-minute time limit match. So at some point, the clock really works in the favor of the champion, because Muta has to beat Pillman. Pillman does not have to beat Muta. But now Muta, with a Russian leg sweep, takes Pillman down. And that's a good thing. Oh, and again, that red mess. Where does that come from? I mean, if you're Pillman, you haven't mounted. Oh, and again, a kick to the head. You have not mounted any offense if you're Brian Pillman, but you can still walk out of here with your TV title. Just by beating the clock, he's going to hope for that 10 minutes to run down, because it has been all Muta in this contest. And again, Pillman into the turnbuckle face first. And another, a face plant. Thought he was going to go for a Russian leg sweep, a face plant. And Muta has just been dominant in this entire match. Drops the elbow across the lower back. A second elbow across the lower back. Muta been working that back in this match. Oh, and there's Pillman with a reversal. Takes Muta's arm over. Oh, and there's Pillman with a neck breaker. Pillman mounting a little bit of a comeback. Muta's been working the back this entire match. Oh, and a drop kick by Pillman. Takes Muta down. And Pillman taking this time to showboat to the fans. He must know that there's only a few minutes left in this contest. Now Muta with a kick to the shin throws Pillman over the top rope. Not a disqualification in this contest. And Muta follows Pillman out to the floor. And throws him right back in. He knows if he's going to win the TV title, it has to be done in the ring. A countout or a disqualification will not garner the great Muta the World Television Champion. Wait a second. I just said a disqualification will not help. He picked up a weapon at ringside, smartly dropped it, and throws Pillman back outside. And Muta letting Pillman come back in, but clotheslines him over the top rope. And Pillman again is on the outside floor. There are 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in this match. If Pillman can hold out, he will still retain the TV championship. Oh, Muta sends a face first into the ring post. And a belly-to-belly suplex, belly-to-back, on the floor. And Muta now in the ring. He cannot win the contest via countout. We can win the contest. He won't win the title. Not sure. I follow this logic of Muta not throwing Pillman back in the ring. Muta's letting Pillman get his breath. So much excitement, I'm choking on my own words. And Pillman, and Muta again with a knee, a third strike to the head. He calls that the Shining Wizard. And that's the third time in this contest he has nailed Pillman with that move. There are 2 minutes left in this contest, and there's the green mist. The green mist in the face and inside cradle. Could it be 1, 2, and a kick out by Pillman. And Muta has Pillman, reverses into the ropes. And a big elbow takes Muta down. And now Gary Hart getting the attention of Pillman, allowing Muta to get back up. And a drop kick from behind. Muta now has Pillman. And a belly-to-belly suplex. And Muta now going up top. Could it be that devastating moonsault maneuver? There's a minute 25 left. He nails it. He's going to go for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Pillman. And that may have just retained the TV title. Fireman's carry takes Muta down. Pillman just has to last another minute. A belly-to-back suplex takes Muta down. There's 1 minute left in the contest. And Pillman can sense victory. He's catering again to the fans here in Jacksonville. 50 seconds left. Muta with a springboard moonsault takes Pillman down. There's 45 seconds left. Muta whips Pillman into the turnbuckle. Another devastating maneuver in the corner. Muta going back up top. There's 30 seconds left. And a second moonsault goes for the cover. Referee in position 1, 2, and 3. And the great Muta has won the World Television Championship here at Wrestle War. What a match. With under a minute left, hits that second moonsault. And here are some replays of the contest. What a match, folks. 10 minutes, almost to the time limit. There was about 30 seconds left. I don't know. I had to check the time on the clock when Muta got the pinfall victory. But it took 2 moonsaults to take out Pillman. And there's that springboard elbow in the corner. And here's the moonsault. Look at that beautiful height in slow motion. Nails Pillman and gets the 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new NWA World Television Champion, the great Muta. And Gary Hart has championship gold in his stable. Will he be lucky later on this evening when Terry Funk challenges Dusty Rhodes? Fans, thank you very much. We will be right back with our next contest right after this quick timeout. And the next contest here at Wrestle War is for the NWA United States Tag Team Championship, as Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan, the Midnight Express, defend against Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express. Now, Jim Cornette has been banned from ringside as the Rock and Roll and, of course, a Rock and Roll dance hall making their way to the ring. Jim Cornette banned from ringside as these 2 tag teams have been wrestling all over the country in recent weeks. And the Midnight Express, through hook or by crook, have retained the championship many times with Jim Cornette's interference. The NWA Board of Directors giving the Rock and Roll Express an opportunity without Jim Cornette at ringside. So a lot of the pressure is on the next team making their way to the ring, the current United States Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express. And here they are, the United States Tag Team Champions, Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan, minus, again, their manager, Jim Cornette, who is here in attendance in the building, but not allowed at ringside. And one has to wonder, should the Midnight Express escape their title defense today and remain United States Tag Team Champions? What is next for them? There's really only one way to go, and that is the NWA World Tag Team Champions, currently held by Tully, Blanchard, and Arn Anderson. That is, of course, until tonight's match against Sting and Luger. But one would have to wonder, with the dominance that the Midnight Express have had in the United States Tag Team Championship scene, that the only logical next step would be the World Tag Team Champions. So very interesting to see how this plays out here at Wrestle War between these 2 teams. And there it is, fighting for the gold, the United States Tag Team Championship, and the introductions are underway. And the fans here in Jacksonville getting ready for another exciting tag team match here at Wrestle War. And Ricky and Robert ready, the Midnight Express ready, and the referee's calling for the bell, and away we go. Now, Texas Tornado, I'm going to try and do my best to keep up. We have Stan Lane and Robert Gibson going at it, and Ricky and Bobby going at it. And Bobby Eaton and Ricky Morton to the floor, and a chop block takes Ricky Morton down. And Eaton whipping Morton into the ringside guardrail, and wait, Morton coming back with an elbow. Meanwhile, in the ring, Robert Gibson all over Stan Lane. And a body slam down goes Lane hard. And Eaton has Morton. They're going back and forth on the outside. The scoop slam. Oh, wait, a shoulder breaker down on the floor. And Eaton stomping away at Ricky Morton. And the knee to the midsection takes Morton down. In the ring, Gibson takes Lane down with an elbow. Going to the second turnbuckle. Urging Lane to get back to his feet. And the crossbody takes Lane down. And a reverse savant kick by Eaton. on Morton. Morton throws Eaton back in the ring, knowing the only way to win the titles is in the ring with a 3 count. And the Rock and Roll Express currently in charge, but I spoke too soon. Bobby Eaton whips Morton into the ropes. And a leg takedown, excuse me. Mushing over my own words. And now Gibson has Lane up. And a guillotine over the top rope, and Lane's in trouble. And Eaton has Morton in the corner, rubbing his elbow right across the face. And a big left hand by Gibson on Lane. Now working the leg of Lane. Eaton going for the cover at 2 count. So much to call, fans. The action is fast and furious here. And Eaton whips Morton into the ropes. And a stalemate, savant kick. And Eaton has, a backbreaker by Eaton. And an elbow drop. And Stan Lane clotheslines Robert Gibson over the top rope. And that's going to allow these two to double team. I spoke too soon again. Lane on the outside goes after Gibson. Meanwhile, Eaton in control against Morton. And Eaton going up to the top rope. And drops a leg drop. Could that be it? He didn't get all of it. He nailed him across the midsection. He usually goes for the neck, the throat area. And Lane going for the cover on Gibson. 1. And now Eaton in cover. 2. And a kick out by Morton at the last second. Eaton nailed the leg drop across the chest. Usually goes across the throat. And that may have allowed Morton to kick out. And now Eaton to the second turnbuckle. And drops a forearm across the neck, that neck area. And now Eaton again, going for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out of 2. And Lane has Gibson. Slammed into the turnbuckle and slammed down to the mat. And the Midnight Express are in control. And now Lane working the arm of Gibson. And Eaton with a backslide on Ricky Morton. Referee, Morton makes it to the ropes. And a knee lift by Morton on Bobby Eaton. And a shoulder block by Eaton. These two are going back and forth. And Lane stomping away on Robert Gibson. And now Lane setting up Gibson. Could it be that super kick? And it is! He nails Gibson with it. And he's dragging Gibson to the middle of the ring. He's going to go for the cover. That could be it. But, Morton breaks up the pinfall. And inside cradle by Eaton. 1, 2, and a kick out by Morton. Man, this is fast and furious. And Gibson powers out of a belly-to-back attempt by Lane. And again, a roll-up by Eaton has Morton down. 1, 2, and a kick out by Morton. And a 2 count. Barely able to get that shoulder up, and that's all it took. And now Lane going for the cover on Gibson. 2, and a kick out by Gibson. A suplex by Eaton. And the Midnight Express, dare I say, dominating this contest. Eaton go for the cover. Feet on the ropes. 1, 2, and a kick out by Morton. Still trying to use drastic cheating measures against the Rock and Roll Express. But who am I to question their methods? It works. They're champions for a reason. And a suplex by Morton. And the Rock and Roll getting somewhat of an advantage back. Or shall I say, Morton is. Gibson's still in trouble by Lane. And a big forearm tapes Gibson down. And now Eaton going for the cover on Gibson. 1, 2, and a kick out. And Morton was going to go for a leg drop on Eaton to break up the pinfall and missed. And now Morton working over Eaton. And stomping away. And Lane has Gibson in a backbreaker. Takes Gibson down. And I can't see from my vantage point. It looks like Gibson's been busted open. And now Lane ramming Gibson's head face first to the mat. Morton has Eaton up. What's he going to do? Punching away the back of the head of Eaton. A third time. Fourth time. Fifth time. And Eaton leaning against the ropes. Oh, and I don't know what happened there. I don't know if Morton caught Eaton or Eaton caught Morton. But both men up to their feet, and a drop kick by Morton takes Eaton down. Could this be it? And Lane, with a big thunderous clothesline, takes Morton down, blindsides him. And now Lane working over Morton. And Morton with a Hurricane Rana takes Lane down. And Bobby Eaton nails Morton as he was setting up for a drop kick, it looked like. And wait a second, Eaton has Morton and a guillotine on the bottom rope. Scoop slam by Gibson on Lane. And a neck breaker by Eaton. And now Bobby Eaton going up to the top. Could it be that thunderous leg drop? Gibson pounding away at Lane. Nails the leg drop by Eaton. Going for the cover. 1, 2, and Gibson breaks it up. Just in time, the fans are going crazy here. Big clothesline by Eaton takes Gibson down. Now Eaton going back up to the top rope again. And he nails a knee across the head of Gibson. Now goes for the cover. That could be it. 1, 2, and a kick out by Gibson. The last second got the shoulder up. What a match, fan. Oh, and a kick. Lane nails Gibson with a savant kick. Goes for the cover. This could be it. And a breakup by Morton. An atomic drop Eaton by Morton. Fast and furious action here. The NWA at its best. Goes for the cover. And Morton makes it to the ropes. And Eaton has Morton up. Picks him up. And what an inverted atomic drop. The referee didn't see it. An inverted atomic drop nails Morton right into privates. Goes 1, 2, and 3. And again a low blow by Bobby Eaton on Ricky Morton. Gets the 3 count. Fans, what a fast and furious match this was. The Midnight Express retain the United States Tag Team Championship again in a Texas Tornado match. The referee did not see the inverted atomic drop nailed Ricky Morton squarely with a low blow as the referee turned his attention to Lane and Gibson. And the Midnight Express retain the United States Tag Team Championship. What a match. Again, I don't question the talent of the Midnight Express. They are one of the best tag teams in this industry. But I do question their methods. I don't understand why they needed to go for the low blow. They were in control during most of this matchup. And we will not see a replay of the inverted atomic drop. But there are your winners and still United States Tag Team Champions. And they did it without their manager at ringside, Jim Cornette. Fans, the winners, the Midnight Express of Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan. We're going to take a quick timeout. Our next contest of the evening, a loser leaves match between the Road Warriors and the Powers of Pain. Do not go away. Fans, we'll be right back after this quick timeout. Wrestling fans, it has come to this. The loser of this match leaves the NWA as the Powers of Pain take on Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors. And there they are making their way to the ring. The Barbarian on the left and the Warlord on the right. And the Powers of Pain and the Road Warriors have been wrestling each other all over the country for the last several months. And this feud has gotten so big that the NWA is not big enough for both teams. So whoever is the loser tonight will be leaving the NWA in their attire. They're leaving right here. And there they are in the ring, the Powers of Pain. And now the chords ringing of Iron Man and the fans on their feet can only mean Hawk and Animal making their way to the ring at this time. And there they are, the Road Warriors. And they're not going to wait. They're charging the ringside area as we speak. There they go. Animal slides in the ring. Hawk slides in the ring, and away we go. And the big boot takes the Barbarian down. Warlord and Animal going at it. Hawk nailing Barbarian with fists and clubs, and a clothesline from behind takes the Warlord down. Hawk has been a one-man wrecking show in recent weeks, as he was the victim of a brutal chair attack which led to this contest. And the Warlord in trouble as Animal stomps to the midsection. The Barbarian taking control over Hawk, stomping away at the head. I will do my best to call this match, folks. It is anything goes. And a face buster sends Warlord down by Animal. Hawk with a big clothesline takes the Barbarian down. And now over the top rope goes Hawk. And we are getting some sort of resemblance here of a wrestling match. The referee has come in, and the bell has rung. We are away officially. And a neck breaker by the Warlord on the Animal. And now Hawk on the outside. He's looking for that chair. He wants redemption from that brutal steel chair attack several weeks ago at the Omni in Atlanta, and whacks away at the Barbarian, and whacks away again, and a third time, fourth. And Hawk says, you want it? I got it. Oh, and the Warlord going for a cover on Animal. A kick out at one. And a big clothesline takes the Barbarian down. Warlord has Animal with a suplex. Takes him down to the mat. And now Hawk going into the Warlord. And a Gorilla Press slam, up and down goes the Warlord. Ooh, and an overhead suplex by the Barbarian. And now the Warlord has Animal up, and a fireman's carry. Animal fighting his way out of it. And Barbarian chopping away at Hawk. And a backbreaker by Animal on the Warlord. Goes for the cover. Oh, and Barbarian broke it up after one. And now stomping away. Will Warlord quit? Animal had him hooked in, but Barbarian broke the hold. And Hawk is going up to the top rope. Hawk waiting for the Warlord to get up, and he nails a shoulder block on both of them, Hawk and the Barbarian. Hawk nails the Barbarian and the Warlord with that shoulder block. Goes for the cover of the Warlord. Could it be? 1, 2, and a... Ooh! The Barbarian saved the powers of pain. When a big boot takes the Warlord down, face buster by Animal and the Barbarian. And a neck breaker by Hawk. And Hawk going back up top. Animal has Barbarian up too. Gorilla Press slam down. Hawk on the top rope. Nails a clothesline. Takes Warlord down. Goes for the cover. Could it be? 1, 2, 3. And the Road Warriors dominate this match. And Hawk pins the Barbarian. Excuse me, pins the Warlord. Fans, the powers of pain are forced to leave the NWA. I don't believe it, fans. What a total domination by the Road Warriors in this contest. And Hawk with a clothesline up the top rope took the Warlord down. And that was all she wrote. Here's a Gorilla Press slam down on the Barbarian. Hawk's up on the top rope. And nails the Warlord with that guillotine clothesline. And gets the deuce, the 1, 2, 3. And ladies and gentlemen, the powers of pain are no more. They're leaving the NWA. They're already out of the building. They left the ringside area. They're done. Wrestling fans, stay tuned. We have much, much more at Wrestle War. Don't go away. And ladies and gentlemen, the next match on Wrestle War is the NWA United States Championship, as Dusty Rhodes defends against Terry Funk, being managed by Gary Hart. Now, Gary Hart already won championship gold earlier this evening when his Charge the Great Muta defeated Flyin Brian Pillman. Can he win with Terry Funk challenging Dusty Rhodes for the United States Championship? We will soon find out, and there is the Wild Man from Amarillo, Texas, the Double Cross Ranch. Terry Funk making his way to the ring and jibber-jabbing with all the fans at ringside. He's been known to get into an argument or two with them. And he has an opportunity here, returning to the NWA several weeks ago, finds himself in a match for the United States Championship against an old rival, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And here he comes, the American Dream, the United States Heavyweight Champion. And he's making his way to ringside. And Dusty Rhodes has a lot on his mind in recent weeks. The friendship that he had with one Barry Windham, where Barry Windham joined the Four Horsemen, is no longer. And Dusty Rhodes trying to, as he puts it, talk sense into Barry Windham, trying to get him to come to his senses and rejoin the friendship of Dusty Rhodes, to no avail. Barry Windham is the latest member of the Horsemen, and we will be seeing him later in action tonight. But Dusty Rhodes admitted on this week's edition of NWA World Championship Wrestling that decision by Barry Windham is weighing heavily on the heart and mind of Dusty Rhodes. And Terry Funk is not somebody that you want to go into a match with already distracted. He will take advantage. He's a wily ring veteran, and he will take advantage of any opportunity that he has. And we are away here in the match, and Funk with an upper hand, an uppercut I should say, and takes Dream down and goes for a charge of the leg, misses with a drop kick, and Funk all over the ropes, all over the ring, and Dusty Rhodes backdrops Funk. I was going to say most matches start with Dusty Rhodes on the early offensive, but Funk kind of came out of the gate charging, missing, but charging nonetheless, and now a big arm drag takeover, and Funk goes down. And a swinging neck breaker by the American Dream takes Funk down. And Dusty Rhodes now working on that neck area of Funk. And Gary Hart at ringside. So far pretty mellow, but he does have the opportunity of getting 2 championships tonight. And here's a big right hand, takes Funk down. And the Dusty Rhodes is in control in the early going of this contest. And Funk trying to get out of it, and it misses with a big forearm. Does not miss with that uppercut. And Funk now has Dusty up in a big forearm smash. Another one sends Dusty reeling into the corner. And now Funk whips Dusty across the ring into the opposing turnbuckle, and a big elbow. And then second elbow smash, and Dusty's down on the mat. And now Funk yelling and catering to the fans here in Jacksonville. And a big kick takes Dusty over. And a forearm smash again, and a drop kick by Terry Funk. A drop kick takes Dusty down, and Funk's going to go for the cover. 1, and a kick out at 1. And Dusty Rhodes definitely seems distracted. This is not a typical Dusty Rhodes match. Dusty usually takes control in the early going, but admittedly he has other things on his mind. And that may just cost him the United States Championship, as a big elbow by Funk on the head of Dusty Rhodes and a stomp to the midsection. And Dusty's in trouble. And Funk now with a chop. Oh, and takes Dusty down. And Terry Funk has looked great since returning here to the NWA, doing some recent films and some recent Hollywood movies, butting shoulders with Sylvester Stallone. And Terry Funk now returning to the National Wrestling Alliance and has Dusty Rhodes in a sleeper hold. And Dusty's fighting for everything he has. Can't get to the ropes, but he does get an elbow to the midsection. and swings Funk over to break the hold. And Dusty Rhodes with a couple lefts and a right and a jab. And Funk is reeling. And now Dusty Rhodes with the Russian leg sweep takes Funk down. Back and forth contest in the early going here. And now Dusty working the neck of Terry Funk. Fans, we still have that big grudge match. Nikita Koloff and Barry Windham. We have the NWA World Title, and Dusty Rhodes has a submission maneuver on Funk. Can Funk fight his way out of it? Dusty Rhodes really wrenching back on the neck and the lower back of Funk, and Funk does escape. Misses with a forearm. Does not miss with that one. And a big forearm takes Dusty down. We, of course, still have the NWA World Tag Team Championship on the line as Sting and Luger challenge Tully, Blanchard, and Arn Anderson. And, of course, the main event, World Heavyweight Championship. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat challenges Nature Boy Ric Flair. All that still to come. But in the meantime, Terry Funk takes control of the match against Dusty Rhodes. This for the United States Championship. And Funk, with a big uppercut off the second turnbuckle, takes Dusty down. And Funk telling the fans this is it. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by the American Dream. And Funk now going over to Gary Hart seeking some advice. Funk going to the second turnbuckle. I think Dusty's too far away, and he is. He realizes that. And now Funk's allowing Dusty to get back to his feet with a little assistance. Steiner takeover takes the Dream down. And up, and what a maneuver by Funk. Taking Dusty up. He goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by the American Dream. Rhodes barely kicked out. And Funk stomping away on the arm of Dusty Rhodes. And the Dream finds himself in trouble, but reverses, and a shoulder block takes Funk down. He goes for the cover himself. Referee in position. 1, 2, and a kick out at the last second. And the Dream telling the referee he thought that was 3. Funk able to get out of that maneuver. And now Dusty Rhodes has Terry Funk against the ropes. And now pushes him on with a forearm smash to the back. A second one. And Funk is down and clinching his lower back. And the Dream catering here to the fans, telling them this is the American Dream. And this is how we do it. Raking the leg now of Funk. Up and over. And now Rhodes picks up Funk. And left hands, left hands, left hands. And a double fist takes Funk down. And Gary Hart distracting the American Dream. This is allowing Funk to roll over and compose himself. And Dream usually goes for the cover. They're in a drop kick by Funk. Dusty Rhodes always goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out of 2. The American Dream usually goes for the cover after that fist maneuver. But Gary Hart distracting the American Dream. And now Terry Funk going to town on the Dusty Rhodes, setting him up for a pile driver. This is his finishing maneuver. He nails it. And I think he busted Rhodes open. And Funk going for the cover. He can smell the U.S. title. 1, 2, and a kick out at the last second by Dusty Rhodes. And Funk is beside himself. He doesn't know what else he has to do. He nailed him with his finishing maneuver, and a big chop takes Dusty down. Funk is staying on top of Dusty Rhodes. And stomping away now. He nailed Dusty with that pile driver, that stump pile driver, and did not get the pinfall, but now Funk staying on top of Dusty Rhodes, not allowing him to catch his breath. And another chop takes down Dusty Rhodes, and Rhodes is bleeding profusely. 1, 2, and a kick out again by Dusty Rhodes, and Funk cannot believe it. And now Dusty fighting his way up with an uppercut. Oh, and that comeback stalled, and another drop kick by Funk. And now Funk's going for the cover again. 1, 2, and a kick out at the last second. Dusty Rhodes again He is not emphatically kicking out. He's barely getting the shoulder up, but getting the shoulder up nonetheless. And now Funk whoops Rhodes in. And a beautiful neck breaker takes Dusty Rhodes down. Going for the cover again. Referee down 1, 2, and a kick out again. And Dusty Rhodes escaping each time, barely getting the shoulder up at the very last second. And now Funk going up to the second turnbuckle, and he nails. I don't even know what that maneuver's called. He just, we're going for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out again. I guess we would call that a swanton by Terry Funk, but just basically jumping and landing. Oh, and he's going for the cover again. 1, 2, and a kick out again by Rhodes. Rhodes will not give up the U.S. title easily, and the fans are exploding in their seats, erupting with cheers for the American Dream, their hero, against the evil Terry Funk. Now a big right hand, and a second right hand by Funk. And now Funk has Rhodes in trouble, and Rhodes blocks it and comes back with his own big right hand. Has Funk up and working the leg and slammed down. And now the Dream going for the cover on Funk. Referee down. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Lots of close pinfall attempts in this matchup, but both challenger and champion able to answer the call. And now Dusty working the back of Funk and picks him up. And the Snapmare takeover. And now working the shoulders of Terry Funk, really digging that knee in the back of Terry Funk. He's trying to get up, and he does escape with an elbow. And now a backslide takes Dusty down, but Dusty made it to the ropes. A schoolboy maneuver by Funk, but Dusty Rhodes able to find the ropes. And a big right hand sends Dusty into the corner, and now down into the corner, and Funk stomping away, kicking away. And now just rubbing his face, his boot in the face of Dusty Rhodes. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. I didn't think he was going to get a pinfall there. That was more adding insult to injury. Rubbing the boot, the bottom of his boot, to Dusty Rhodes' head. And now where's Funk going? You never know with this wild man. He is out on the floor. And he's looking under the ring. And he has a steel chair. The referee's counting. And Funk has a chair. He throws it down and nails Rhodes with a drop kick. And now Funk going for the cover again. 1, 2, and again a kick out by Rhodes, and that steel chair is in the ring. If anybody uses it, there will be a disqualification. And now Funk whips in Dusty into the turnbuckle. And a big forearm smash, the referee getting rid of the chair, thankfully. And Funk has Dusty in another drop kick. That's the third beautiful dropkick by Terry Funk, a maneuver that he's not known for. And Dusty Rhodes trying to fight his way out. He has Funk. He's going to roll him over and go for the cover. Referee down 1 and the kick out of 1. What a back and forth match it's been. And then Dusty rams his elbow into the forehead of Terry Funk. Now Dusty going to the second turnbuckle. It's his turn. Looks like he's going to drop an elbow, and he does, right across the face of Terry Funk. And Gary Harsby says, and a bunch of fists by Dusty Rhodes. You can see letting his anger get the best of him. And now Rhodes picks up Funk and into the turnbuckle, the corner. And now Dusty has Funk. He's going to set him up for some maneuver. Mounts him atop the top turnbuckle. And now Dusty Rhodes setting him up. It could be a superplex. He's setting him up, and he nails it. Halfway across the ring, Dusty Rhodes throws Terry Funk. Rhodes picking up Funk again. He's going to nail him with those fists. And here comes the double fist, and he nails Funk with it. And down goes Funk, and Gary Hart is up on the apron. He's distracting the referee. Dusty Rhodes going for the cover, and here it is. Oh, he kicked out. He kicked out at 2. And Gary Hart now getting the attention of the American Dream. And on the outside goes Funk again looking for that chair that the referee disposed of. And back into the ring goes Funk. Back into the ring goes Rhodes. And now the referee's down. And Funk kicking at Rhodes. He's going outside to grab that chair. And the referee luckily gets back to his feet, and now these two are outside. A big uppercut takes Dusty Rhodes down, stomping away now on Dusty Rhodes. And the referee has begun his count. And now Wade Funk setting up Rhodes for a pile driver on the floor, and he nails it. Oh my Lord, I don't think Rhodes is going to get up from that. The referee is counting. Funk might want to roll him back in the ring and win this match and win the title. And Funk now picking up Rhodes again. I can't believe Rhodes is able to stand. And now throwing Rhodes all over into the guardrail, into the ring. The referee's count, I don't know what it's up to. It's up to 7, and now 8. And Funk has Dusty Rhodes up, and an uppercut. 9. And Funk gets back into the ring, and the referee's going to count 10, and that's it. Your winner by count out, Terry Funk. Now, Terry Funk will not win the U.S. title, but he won the match by count out. Don't go away. More Wrestle War after this quick timeout. And the next match here on Wrestle War is the Grudge Match, as Nikita Koloff looks for revenge against Barry Windham for the steel chair attack and joining the Horsemen a few weeks ago in Philadelphia. And there he is, making his way to the ring, Barry Windham, the newest member of the Four Horsemen. And fans all over the country cannot believe that Barry Windham not only turned his back and beat Nikita Koloff with a chair, but he turned his back on Lex Luger. He turned his back on his mentor, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And basically, he turned his back on the fans of the National Wrestling Alliance. And that man right there, Nikita Koloff, looking for revenge. And he has taken on the burden of Dusty Rhodes, Lex Luger, and the fans by saying that Barry Windham was his tonight at Wrestle War. Now, this match is a grudge match with no disqualification rules. So a pinfall or submission would win the match, but there is no disqualification. And right away, Barry Windham attacking Nikita Koloff and going for the quick victory. And one would think Barry Windham would want to end this soon. Maybe he doesn't want the punishment that he thinks he's going to face from Nikita Koloff, and a big elbow to Barry Windham. And now Nikita with a neck breaker to Windham. And speaking of neck, for the last several weeks between Ric Flair and between Barry Windham, the neck area of Nikita Koloff has been worn down. And there's Nikita grabbing a baseball bat, looking for a measure of revenge, goes for the swing, and Windham knocks it away. And Nikita thrown over the top rope with force by Barry. But Nikita's neck and head and upper back area have been the point of attack the last several weeks here. And now Nikita finds himself in trouble against the guardrail as Barry Windham hammering away with kicks and now picks up Nikita. And a kick to the midsection. And now Nikita rammed again across to the guardrail. The referee, of course, not counting. This is a no-holds-barred grudge match. And now Barry Windham kicking Nikita with a high knee lift. Takes Nikita down. And Barry Windham telling the fans here in Jacksonville what he thinks of them. And now Windham again fiercely whips Nikita into the ringside area, the guardrail, and Nikita down to the floor. That is a hardwood floor. There is no padding on that hardwood floor. So when you get slammed down or bumped down into it, it's going to hurt. Very little give. And now Nikita getting control here and drops Windham across his knee, working on the upper back of Barry Windham. And now JJ trying to actually doing a great job of stalling Nikita, allowing Windham to get back to his feet. Windham going underneath the ring for what looks like a sledgehammer. And both men early in this contest going for weapons but not able to use it, and a big reversal of an elbow And Barry Windham sends Nikita Koloff into the turnbuckle. And a foot across the throat. And now Windham has that bat. And whack it away on the shoulder, again on the shoulder of Nikita. And the third time. And the fourth time over Nikita. Wow, just knock it away. That's going to be it. If he goes for the cover, you get hit with a baseball bat 4 times. Nikita somehow getting back to his feet. Oh, and Windham charged into the corner. And that has to be it. Go for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Nikita. He wants his revenge. And Windham picks up Nikita. Sitting up for a suplex, and he nails it. And Windham picking up Nikita. And going for the claw hold. And here's the claw, has it on Nikita. Nikita's fighting with everything he has. He's trying to break away. Windham using that claw. The blackjack claw from his father, Blackjack Mulligan. And Nikita trying to fight out of it. So far, he's able to. He's getting out of it, it looks like. He's punching to the midsection. A second punch breaks the hold, and Nikita's freed himself. And now stalemate. Nikita whipping Windham into the corner. Coming charge. Ooh, and he charged into a slam. And Windham going for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out again by Nikita. Nikita has not had much offense in this match, but he's been able to kick out thus far of each pinfall attempt. And a beautiful arm drag takes Nikita down and over. And Windham again showcasing to the fans. And now Barry Windham going underneath the ring for a chair. This is what started it all 3 weeks ago in Philadelphia. And Windham somehow, or for some reason, allowing Nikita to get back to his feet. And Nikita knocks the chair out of Barry Windham's hands. And J.J. Dillon distracting the referee with a belly-to-back suplex by Nikita. Has found himself in control. Stomping away now in the head of Barry Windham. And now Nikita setting up Barry for a maneuver. Drops a fist. And now Nikita working the arm and ramming his elbow into Barry Windham's chest 3 times for good measure. And Nikita going to the second turnbuckle, allowing Barry to get back to his feet. And a double axe handle takes Windham down, but Windham rolling out of the ring, so he can't get pinned. And now Nikita has a chair. And he's shoving that chair in the corner. And Windham again going after Nikita on the floor, whips him into that turnbuckle, or the ringside post, and the belly-to-back suplex takes Nikita down. And Windham whipped Nikita hard into that corner post. Nikita's not moving. And Windham has a baseball bat. And taking a practice swing. Another practice swing by Windham, allowing Nikita in the ring. Oh, and he nailed him right in the head. Nikita face first down. That has to be it. Windham going for the cover. This should be it. 1, 2, and a kick out by Nikita. And Windham's beside himself. He can't believe it. Has Nikita whipped him in and up and over the top rope. Windham has nailed Nikita with that baseball bat several times. And each time Nikita keeps kicking out. And Windham now with big right hand takes Nikita down. Whips him again into that guardrail, but Nikita stops himself and now has control. And has Barry here. And he's going to ram him into the guardrail, it looks like. Oh, and Windham fighting out of it. And Windham and Nikita fighting by the timekeeper, but a hip toss by Nikita. Takes Windham up and over. And now ramming Windham into the floor. And Nikita saying, I'm still in this match. Lets the fans know he's still alive and well. And pounding away now on the head of Barry. And he throws Windham back into the ring. And an elbow in the head of Barry Windham. And Nikita regaining control in this matchup. Has Windham up. And he nails him with a brainbuster. Could it be it? Is he going to go for the cover? No. JJ distracting Nikita, allowing Windham to get back up to his feet. And now from behind, Windham rolls him up. Referee in position 1, 2, and a kick out by Nikita. Oh, man, Barry Windham joins the Four Horsemen and needs the interference of J.J. Dillon to hit the upper hand. One would think that a few weeks ago he didn't have that option. And now J.J. Dillon doing such interference for Windham. The sky's the limit for this guy. Now Nikita has Windham up for a superplex. And Windham's trying to fight out of it, but he can't. It's a superplex, takes him up and over. Now he's going for the cover. That could be it. 1, a 2, and a kick out at 2.5. And now Nikita can't believe that Windham is powering out of these pinfalls. And now Windham up with a big right hand, and again going for the claw. He has that blackjack claw on, locked and synced in, because Nikita gonna tap. He's fighting it for everything he has. He's trying to get out. He's trying to make his way to the ropes. He's fighting his way out. And Barry lets him go. Windham lets him go. He might be setting up for that DDT. He's been working on that double and a big right hand. Windham throws Nikita into the turnbuckle. Barry's been using that big DDT to end his matches. And now Barry Windham allowing Nikita to get back to his feet. And whips Nikita up and over the top rope and charges him out. Nikita's out on the wood floor. And now Windham going outside on the opposite side of the ring. He's underneath the ring looking for another weapon. Barry already took the weapon out of there. And JJ rolls Nikita back in. Now, wait a second. Windham going up top. Is he going to let... Ooh, and he thought second about it. Thought twice. And now Windham gets that chair that was in the corner and whips Nikita on the back with it. Nikita's been hit with a baseball bat in the chair. Again with the chair. And Windham, it's almost like he's toying with him. A third time with a chair. And a fourth time with a chair. And Windham's not done with the chair. A sixth time with the chair. And whoa, Nikita gets up and right in the stomach. Windham a seventh time with the chair. An eighth time with a chair. Windham is destroying Nikita, but Nikita gets up and says no. He's fighting it back. And a big slam by Barry Windham. Nikita fighting his way out. The adrenaline coming through. And now Windham again and across the midsection with a midsection. Nikita it's a shock he can even stand. And Windham picks up Nikita. And Nikita fighting back with a kick to the midsection. And a kick by Windham. And they're trading kicks. Now a body slam by Nikita. Has up Windham up. And a guillotine over the top rope. Could he be setting him up for the second? He goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Windham at 2. And now Nikita has Windham in the headlock. Windham reversing it. Gets out of it. And Nikita with a snapmare takeover. And now an elbow catches Nikita right in the head and now bloodies Nikita. And with the head with a chair. Windham hits Nikita in the head with a chair. That's it. 1, 2, and a kick out by Nikita. Revenge is on his mind. He wants revenge against Barry Windham for turning his back and joining the Horsemen. And Nikita is using that revenge to kick out of these pinfall attempts by Windham. And now Barry putting Nikita up to the top turnbuckle. And a big hip toss from the top rope, and that should be it. Windham going for the cover, that has to be it. 1, 2, and a kick out again by Nikita. He is fighting for his life here. JJ up on the apron, trying to get the attention of Nikita. In the back of the head with a chair by Windham. That has to be it. Going for the cover. Referee in position. 1, 2, and a kick out again. And Windham is beside himself. Nikita Koloff is not going away quietly. And a beautiful maneuver into a powerbomb. Windham again going for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Nikita. Fans, I don't know what to say about the courage, the fight of Nikita Koloff. He is not going away quietly. And now Barry Windham trying to make him quit. Raking back on the lower and upper back of Nikita. Wrenching back. And Nikita is able to fight his way out of it. And a shoulder block takes Nikita back down. Nikita is earning my respect in this contest. He is not able to go away. Barry is not able to put him away, I should say. And Nikita is fighting for everything he has. And Windham sets him back up. Whipped hard into the turnbuckle. Oh, and a shoulder block by Nikita. Coming back, and Nikita has Windham up again. And another brainbuster takes Windham down. And now JJ trying to distract Nikita, but Nikita's not falling for it this time. A right hand by Windham. And a kick by Nikita. And now Nikita has Windham on the belly. The back suplex up and over goes Windham. And now JJ again distracting Nikita. This time Nikita's falling for it. He's going over and having words with JJ, allowing Windham to get back to his feet. And a big chop block from behind. Windham takes Nikita down. A right hand takes Nikita down again. Going for the cover. Nikita's down 1, 2, and a kick out again. Windham is beside himself. He cannot put Nikita Koloff away. What an intense match. And whipped into the corner goes Nikita face first. Turns around with a big right hand by Nikita. Stuns Barry Windham. He's stunned again and he nails him with a sickle. Out of nowhere, goes for the cover, and Windham might be down 1, 2, and throwing kicked out. The very last second, Nikita's questioning the count of the official. It was a 2 3/4. And now, and Barry Windham reversing it. Nikita was in control for a second. Picking up Nikita, and there it is. He nails him with that front first DDT. And Windham going for the cover. This could be it. 1, 2, and 3. And that is it. Barry Windham is your winner in this no disqualification grudge match. And fans, even though there's a winner, I would definitely not call Nikita Koloff a loser. He fought valiantly in this entire contest. He took, countless chair shots, countless shots with a baseball bat, several finishing maneuvers. He broke out of the claw hold twice. Nikita Koloff has nothing to be ashamed of in defeat tonight, but Barry Windham was the better man this evening. And here are some highlights of the contest. And Barry Windham, your winner. Oh man, Nikita has nothing to be ashamed of. Fighting out, that was the second time that Nikita fought out of the claw. And there is your winner, the newest member of the Horsemen, Barry Windham. And wait a second, it doesn't look like he's done yet. He's grabbing the chair. Nikita's out on the floor and he nails him with a chair. Nails him a second time. And the third time with the chair. The referee's trying to get in there. The fourth time with the chair. And Windham has Nikita. What's he going to do? Oh, wait a second. The DDT again on the floor. He nails him. Oh, fans. Barry Windham losing control here. We have so much more, including the NWA World Tag Team title match. That match is coming next. Fans, do not go away. We'll be back with more Wrestle War after this quick timeout. And there he is, fans. Sting making his way to the ring, as he will team up with the Total Package Lex Luger, and they will challenge Tully, Blanchard, and Arn Anderson for the World Tag Team Championship. And Sting looking to get NWA gold around his waist. He has made quite a name for himself here since debuting in the National Wrestling Alliance, and he's looking to add championship gold around his waist. And he will do so after saving Lex Luger from a steel chair attack a few weeks ago in Philadelphia, and telling Lex Luger, "I'll be your partner. I will help you against the Horsemen." After Barry Windham turned his back not only on Lex Luger, but on Nikita Koloff, who we saw earlier tonight. And there he is, the Total Package, making his way to the ring. He said to the NWA Board of Directors, "I will take on Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson by myself. I do not need a partner. I will get those tag team championships on my own." The NWA Board of Directors said, "You need a partner." And Luger, not having many friends in the dressing room, was left without a partner until Sting came to his rescue and said, "I'll be your partner." And here we are, Wrestle War, one of the biggest shows of the year. And here they are, being led to the ring by James J. Dillon. They are Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, the NWA World Tag Team Champions. And the Horsemen already having success tonight as Barry Windham defeated Nikita Koloff in a great contest. But the gold on the line here, and the gold, of course, on the line in our main event as Ricky Steamboat challenges Ric Flair. And that is our main event, of course. So the introductions are being made. It's all for the gold. The NWA World Tag Team Championships. And the challengers, of course, being introduced. Both of those guys in tremendous shape. They are the future of this business. Make no mistake about it. Sting and Lex Luger will be around for many years to come. And there they are, the current champions, the current top in the NWA. Tully Blanchard on the left, Arn Anderson on the right. And the introductions are complete, and the referee is signaling for the bell, and away we go. And Anderson with a big right to Sting. A second big right has Sting killed over. A third one. And Anderson, a big right to the head, takes Sting down. No Greco-Roman there. There were straight up fists as Arn Anderson took Sting down. And another right hand. And Anderson kind of toying. Oh, and he takes a shot at Luger. And Anderson with a knee to Sting. A chop takes Sting down. And Anderson in control. This is not typically how Sting starts a contest. Anderson has Sting up, and a shoulder breaker takes Sting down. The Horsemen made reference earlier this weekend on NWA programming that they wanted to take Sting out and take Luger 2-on-1. And they might just be doing that. Sting has been known to start his contest fast and furious on offense, and he hasn't had a single offensive maneuver yet. And Anderson with a suplex takes Sting down. And now tags in Tully. And Tully going to work on Sting with a stomp to the head. And picks up Sting. And now he's working the leg. And crashes down. Tully and Arn taking Sting out of this contest. A big knee lift takes Sting to the mat. Luger trying to encourage, and Tully Blanchard telling the fans he's champion for a reason. And Tully has Sting up. And a beautiful suplex takes Sting down. An underhook suplex. And stomping away now at Sting. And Tully has Sting in somewhat of a camel clutch. He's raking back. And Luger trying to encourage Sting. Sting fighting it for all he can. And he's able to reverse the move and gets out. And Sting with a kick. His first offensive maneuver in the match. Drops Tully down across his knee. And now Sting racing to the fans for support. DDT on Tully. And now Sting in control. And a big clothesline takes Tully down. A second clothesline takes Tully down again. A third takes Tully down. Arn Anderson comes in. He takes out Luger, so Sting can't make the tag. And Sting with a Stinger Splash takes down Tully. And Sting rakes Tully's head face first down to the mat. And Arn Anderson with a big tomahawk chop on Sting. Not allowing Sting to make the tag, but he might be doing it now. Getting into the corner. Arn Anderson grabbing a chair. Oh, and Tully has Sting. Not letting Sting tag out to Luger. And a front face lock. Now he has Sting in an abdominal stretch. And Sting able to make it to the ropes to break the hold. And now Tully going for the cover. Referee in position 1. And only a 1. Luger is trying to get these fans to support Sting to make the tag. And again, Tully working the knee. Tully with a big forearm to the back of Sting and rakes his head down to the mat. Stomping away now on Sting's back and choking him right in front of the ref. He does have a 5 count. And breaks it before it goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. And the fans going crazy for Sting kicking out. And Anderson has Sting into the ropes. Oh, and Anderson pulled down the top rope, and Sting went flying over. He hit the concrete floor, the wood floor here, very hard. And Tully Blanchard has Sting in a front face lock. And now an abdominal stretch on the outside, pulling the tights because he's outside the ring. It doesn't matter. And the referee's counting. And a rake of the back by Arn Anderson. And now Tully has Sting, but Sting fights his way out. Tully back in the ring. Sting gets back in the ring. He needs to make a tag. And a big right hand by Tully. Again, working the leg of Sting. They are trying to take Sting out of this contest. And Sting getting back up to his feet. And Tully has Sting. He whipped him into the turnbuckle. Into Luger. Luger did see it coming. And a big clothesline takes Sting down. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Sting. Now wait, that was an interesting move. Tully whipped Sting into Luger. Luger saw it coming, did not brace full impact. And Tully with a chop, but Sting blocks it. Sting now with a front face lock and an elbow to the back of the head. Sting with another elbow, this time to the neck. And Arn Anderson has a chair. What's he going to do? Oh, and a belly to back suplex by Sting. On Tully, but now JJ's on the counter. Or the apron. And wait a second. Arn Anderson has that chair. The referee keeping an eye on Sting and an eye on Arn Anderson. Sting going for the cover. 1. And Anderson breaks it up. Not sure what Arn Anderson was trying to do with a steel chair. But the referee was keeping an eye on him and an eye on Sting and Tully in the ring. And now Sting's dazed. He needs to make a tag, man. And Anderson with a big shot to Sting. Tully gets back to his feet. And an inside cradle goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a breakup by Luger. And Luger's getting frustrated. You can see it in his eyes. He has not made an impact in this match yet. And now Anderson takes Sting, throws him over the top. And a hip toss back in. And each and every move is taking more and more out of Sting, who can try to make a tag. And he does. Tully kind of let him glow. Oh, and he's nailed with a drop kick by Luger. And a kick by Tully. And Tully and Arn have been in control for 99% of this match. And Tully has Luger. And sends him into the turnbuckle. And a chop by Tully. And there's JJ Dillon with a chair. What's this stuff with the chairs? Tully whips Luger in. Luger chops block back. A clothesline takes Tully down. Where's Arn? Arn Anderson is not at ringside. What? Oh, there he is. Up top. And Luger has Tully in a camel clutch. And JJ's doing something with the ropes. I think he took off that turnbuckle pad. I can't see from my vantage point. No, he was doing something. There's too much action to call here, and there's only one referee. And Tully has a chair. Maybe he's just disposing it. I mean, if he took a swing at Luger, they would lose the match, but they would win by the they would keep the titles. And Tully guillotining Luger, and Luger with a reversal and a forearm to the back. Misses with a clothesline. And Tully has Luger into the turnbuckle again fiercely. And now Tully working the leg of Luger and slams it down. The Horsemen have been in control of this match the entire time. They've dominated this match from the bell. And a beautiful suplex takes Luger down. Tully going for the cover one and a kick out of one. So they take more to beat Lex Luger. And a right hand. And a jab. A right hand again. An overtop right hand sends Luger in the corner. And Tully pulls Luger out, ungracefully jumps him on the back. And Tully asking the fans, what's up? Picks up Luger, kick to the midsection, setting him up for a pile driver. He has it and he nails it. And that could be it. Tully goes for the cover. Referee in position 1, 2, and a kick out of 2 by Luger. It has been all Horsemen thus far in this contest. Into the turnbuckle goes Luger. And Tully's going to tag in Arn, get a fresh set, and rams Luger's head into Arn Anderson's feet. Great double team maneuver there by Anderson and Blanchard. And now Arn has, and a spine buster on Luger. And that could be it. Goes for the cover. Referee in position 1, 2, and a kick out by Luger. And Arn Anderson's shocked. He can't believe it. That is a maneuver that Arn Anderson has used to put many a competitor away here in the National Wrestling Alliance. Now he has him in the DDT, and he nails it. And Luger's down. That could be it. Go for the cover. Referee in position. And Arn Anderson's feet on the ropes. 1, 2, and Luger kicks out. Sting tried to break up the call of the fall, but Tully stopped him. And now Tully throws Sting over the top rope. And a backbreaker by Luger on Anderson. Luger gaining control. And now Arn Anderson has whipped into the ropes by Luger. And a stalemate. And a chop by Anderson, a punch by Anderson. And he picks up Luger for a shoulder breaker and nails it. And Anderson going for the cover. This could be it. 1, 2, a kick out of 1. Barely. Did not kick out with much force there, but did kick out at 1 nonetheless. And again, Tully has a chair. Watch out, Sting. The referee, and Sting gets back into the ring, avoids the chair by Tully. And now Anderson has Sting up and slams him down to the mat. It's been mostly Horsemen in this matchup. The domination against 2 of these young guns here in the NWA. And a suplex by Anderson. And that's it. He's going to go for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out of 2 by Luger. And the Horsemen have done everything they can to take Sting out of this contest. They said they were going to. And thus far they have. Anderson whips Luger into the ropes. And the drop toe hold takes Luger down. And now Anderson rolling Luger over. The Horseman can smell blood going for the figure 4. And Anderson has Luger in it. And Luger's fighting for everything he has. Can he get out? Can he reverse it? He's going to try. He's going to try. And he punches and he gets out of the hold. Luger gets out of the figure 4. And there's Tully with a steel chair again. And Anderson whips Luger into the ropes. J.J. Dillon trying to distract the referee so Tully can take out Sting. But the referee's wise. He keeps looking over at Tully, not allowing him to do anything. Meanwhile, Anderson kicking away at Luger. And the Horseman's plan of taking out Sting has worked thus far. And there's Tully going after Sting. At ringside, a belly to... A slam by Sting on Tully. Anderson going for the cover. Only gets a 2 on Luger. So much going on in and out of the ring. And a pickup by Anderson. And a shoulder breaker. And Luger's down again. And a kick to the stomach. And a high knee lift. Takes Luger to the mat. Going for the cover. 1. And a kick out of 1 this time forcefully. Luger getting some momentum back, it feels. Inside cradle. Anderson has him. 1. And a kick out of 1 again with authority. Luger getting some of his energy back. While he may not have much offense, he is definitely getting... Oh, and a big stop. Anderson with some punches. And Luger said, come on, hit me again. A third right. Anderson whipped hard into the turnbuckle. Excuse me, Luger whipped hard into the turnbuckle. Snapmare takeover by Anderson. And Anderson's toying with him, punching away at Luger. And a fireman's takeover by Luger. Showing some signs of offense, an elbow to the head. And a clothesline takes Anderson down. And JJ's on the apron again, distracting the referee. Luger had him pinned. Tully looked like he was going to go after Sting again with a chair. Keep your eyes on Tully. And Luger has Anderson in a headlock, it looks like, or twisting the neck. And slams Anderson down to the mat. And JJ now distracting Luger. Come on. Referee, break this up. It's allowing Anderson to get back to his feet. And a roll from behind. And Anderson has Luger. 1. And a kick out of 1 again. And Luger has Anderson up. Oh, and a reversal. A kick to the leg. Anderson spinebuster again on Luger. And wait, Anderson going over to Sting. He was talking trash. I don't know what was going on there. He's actually allowing Luger to get back up. I'm not sure I understand this logic. I thought Anderson was going to run to take out Sting so Luger couldn't make a tag. But that was not the case. And again, JJ distracting the referee, but the referee turning around, sees Tully with a chair. Luger with a backbreaker to Anderson. And Luger sensing it, drops the elbow. Could he be setting him up for the torture rack? He's allowing Anderson to get back up. It could be. He could be setting him up. He has Anderson up. And there it is, the torture rack. The torture rack. Anderson's going to get, he's going to quit. The referee's calling for the bell. We have new World Tag Team Champions. And there we have it, the new NWA Tag Team Champions Sting and Lex Luger. And here's some replays from the contest. It was a back and forth contest the entire time. And wait a second, the referee at ringside having words with the timekeeper and the ring announcer. Wait a second, he's saying a disqualification. Sting and Luger won by DQ. I don't understand. Let's see if we can get the replay. Luger has, and there it was. Luger has Anderson in the torture rack. Tully nails Sting with a chair. And there he is, Sting. Sting's busted open. Let's see a replay here. Tully nails Sting with a chair. The referee's calling for the bell. Luger has Anderson in the torture rack. Referee saw Tully hit Sting with a chair. And there's Anderson tapping. He tapped after the disqualification. Oh my, the fans hear Sting and Luger taking the tag titles, but they are not the champions. And the fans here in the attendance will not like the news that they're going to hear of Sting and Luger winning by disqualification. They think we have new tag team champions, but Tully and Arn have been disqualified. Here's another look. Tully nails Sting with a chair. Referee calls for the bell. And then Arn Anderson taps from the torture rack. Oh, man, what a match full of controversy. Fans, we have the world title match next. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat challenges Ric Flair. Don't go away. And fans, the final match of the evening, the main event, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship match is now. It was a few short weeks ago in Philadelphia at the conclusion of a successful title defense by Nature Boy Ric Flair that Ricky Steamboat made his return to the National Wrestling Alliance, and he was the challenger that the NWA Board of Directors had in mind. They were keeping it hidden from Ric Flair, almost a surprise. And Ric Flair and J.J. Dillon felt that was very unfair. They've spent the last several weeks insisting that tonight's match be a non-title match, but that was to no avail. The world title is indeed on the line tonight. And Ricky Steamboat, the challenger, in the ring at this time, and you can hear the chords of the theme of the Nature Boy ringing through the arena here in Jacksonville. Again, he is not happy that the NWA World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. He feels the NWA Board of Directors was out to get him. He said, why else would they hide an opponent from me and not give me an opportunity? Well, I don't have the answer to that question. Part of me agrees with Ric Flair. But tonight, he needs to be at his best in order to bring that World Heavyweight Championship home. And I won't say that Tully, Blanchard, and Arn Anderson won their match. They retained the titles. And Ric Flair looking to do the same against Ricky Steamboat in the main event of Wrestle War. This match is scheduled for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Standing in the corner to the right is the challenger, hailing from Honolulu, Hawaii, weighing 252 pounds, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And his opponent, the current and defending NWA World Heavyweight Champion, hailing from North Carolina, weighing in at 252 pounds, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. And tonight in his corner will be his manager, James J. Dillon. And folks, we are a ringing of the bell away from this NWA World Heavyweight Championship. We thank you so much for joining us tonight at Wrestle War. What an event it's been thus far. Will we add new world champion to that? We will find out in a mere few moments. And there it is. That's what they're fighting for. That 10 pounds of gold. The NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And there's the bell, and away we go. And a collar and elbow tie-up. Steamboat from behind, and a Steiner takeover by Flair. Has a headlock on Steamboat. Early advantage, Nature Boy. Knee to the back. And Steamboat seems shocked. Now another collar and elbow tie-up. Back to the corner. And the referee's trying to break it up. Will it be a clean break? And it is. The Nature Boy backs up. Another collar and elbow tie-up. Now this time Steamboat pushes Flair into the corner. Again, the referee calling for a break. Will it be a clean break? And no, it will not. A slap across the face by Flair. And that irate Steamboat. And Steamboat, going for a quick crucifix, does not go for the pinfall. More or less telling Flair, oh yeah, you slapped me, I'm going to get you back. And now a standing headlock on Flair, and Steamboat takes control. It's been back and forth thus early in the early going here. These men know each other so well, and a splash off the second turnbuckle. And Steamboat in control now. He picks up Flair, and Flair takes down Steamboat. And working on the leg now of the Dragon. And now Flair slapping Steamboat. What an insult. Has Steamboat up, and a suplex. Up and over goes Steamboat, and down. And now clutching the lower back is Ricky Steamboat. Now stomping away on the lower back and choking right in front of the official. Does have a count of 5 and breaks up before. And Flair now taking over control. He whips Steamboat into the ropes. And a stalemate. These two men know each other so well. Steamboat now with a belly-to-back suplex. Up and over goes Flair. And Flair rolling to the outside, and Steamboat can feel it. Will he be adding championship gold to his waist tonight? Flair getting back up in a shoulder block takes him down to the hardwood floor. And Steamboat following him out. And Flair up in his slam. And Steamboat down again on the hardwood floor. And Ric Flair, as we all know, has the chronicled back issues from that airplane crash back in 1975. And J.J. Dillon interfering, telling Steamboat, "You do not go after my man." And Steamboat gently pushes J.J. aside and throws Flair back into the ring because he knows the only way to win the title is by pinfall or submission in the ring. And now Steamboat has Flair into the ropes. And a chop takes Flair down. And now Steamboat in control. Picks up Flair. Front face lock. Working the arm. And a Russian leg sweep takes Flair down. Going for the cover. Referee in position 1. And a kick out of 1. Going to take more than a Russian leg sweep 5 minutes into a match to beat the champ. And a front face lock now by Flair. Has Steamboat up and over the top rope and punches him to the floor. A little bit of a payback, retribution. And wait, J.J. Dillon grabbing a chair behind the referee's back. He would love Flair to use it and get disqualified and keep that title. And a drop kick by Steamboat. Into the ring goes Flair, and Flair clutching his back. That could be a momentum turner right there. Fireman's carry onto the hardwood floor. Flair holding his back. Steamboat may have the advantage. Climbing back up into the ring. Going up top to the turnbuckle. That's at least 12 feet in the air. And a diving crossbody takes Flair down. Flair is in trouble. Holding his lower back. Steamboat throws Flair back in. And an elbow to the head. Steamboat clearly in control. Steamboat picks up Flair. What's he have in store now? A sleeper hold. Is Flair going to tap out? Can Steamboat win the championship with a sleeper hold? The referee's checking. Flair's trying to get out. Can he make it to the ropes? Oh, and Steamboat, he doesn't. He makes it to the ropes. And Steamboat has to break the hold. But he's staying on top of Flair. Drops a splash and goes for the cover. Referee at 1, 2, and a kick out by Flair. Flair is in trouble. He has not been the same since going outside and getting drop kicked into the ropes, and now Steamboat to the top rope. He's allowing Flair to get up. Could it be a high crossbody? And it is. He nails Flair with it. Goes for the cover. Referee in position 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and no, a 3. No, it was a 2. And the fans here are on their feet. Only a 2 count. 2 7/8. Steamboat front face lock. Up and over goes Flair. And Flair has been in trouble since going outside. Another kick to the back. Steamboat can smell the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. I haven't seen Flair in this much trouble in a long time. Steamboat with a double axe handle to the back. Picks up Flair. And guillotine over the top rope takes Flair down. Steamboat has been in control most of this match. Working the leg now of Flair. The fans here in Jacksonville can feel it. A big right hand. And a drop back. Steamboat in firm control. Crossface chicken wing. Down goes Flair. And he's going to go for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Flair. And Steamboat's beside himself, but he's been in control. He can stay on top of him. And now he's going up again. He's going up again. Could it be? Could it be another crossbody? Flair coming back to his feet. Steamboat nails him with a crossbody. Does not go for the cover right away. Goes for the cover now. Flair in trouble. 1, 2, and 3. And we have a new NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Fans, here is a replay from earlier in the contest. But Ricky Steamboat has defeated Ric Flair for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And that double arm chicken wing had Flair up and down, setting him up for that crossbody off the top rope. And fans here in Jacksonville are on their feet for the new World Heavyweight Champion, Ricky Steamboat. And the referee grabbing the championship, he's about to hand it to the new champion, Ricky Steamboat. Fans, what an evening of wrestling. We thank you for tuning in to Wrestle War. We will see you in a few months. I'm Gotmark76. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.